On the edges of the galaxy, limitless possibilities unfold. With the vistas of new horizons reflected in their eyes, colonists set out to create societies through hope, perseverance, and hard work. However, even on the fringe, galactic turmoil can upend their new lives, forcing colonists to put their skills to different uses. Forge new civilizations amongst the wilds of the Outer Rim with far horizons. This rulebook expands upon the Edge of the Empire role-playing game, adding new content for colonist characters, as well as any other characters interested in building new lives for themselves. Construct a personal base of operations, become the hottest name in galactic entertainment, or enforce justice with a cool eye and a steady hand. This is a review of Edge of the Empire Far Horizons. Let's dive in. So here we have our book Far Horizons, published originally in 2014 by Fantasy Flight Studios and now Edge Studio. I actually find the whole concept of this book to be rather strange in the Star Wars universe because it's something that we don't really see. We expect that with all of this technology, the people of the galaxy would have mapped it out by now, but that's simply not the case. We do still have the unknown regions. The introduction explains that even in a universe with as many technological advances, there is still room for exploration, and we do get the explanation of how colonists actually fit into that theme, which is pretty easy given that they're explorers. The Building Better Worlds, not trademarked by Weyland-Yutani, by the way, is actually the chapter for players. So we're actually going to have some new colonist obligations, which is always fairly nice. You know, it's nice to have these different accessories or additions for role-playing reasons. So we have things like disgraced, philanderer, exiled, contracted, bounty, debt, favor, family, responsibility, witness protection, pacifist, and frontier justice, with the last one being roll twice on the chart and then combine them in any way you see fit. The thing about these obligations, though, are that they're very specific to colonists, whereas in the core rulebook, they're kind of general in a sense, but here these are actually very much specific to being a colonist. The three species described in this chapter are the Arcona, Shevin, and the Gran. Arconas begin the game with a 3 in willpower, a 1 in brawn, and a 2 in everything else. Their wounded strength threshold begin at 10 plus the relevant characteristic, and they also start with 100 XP. They begin the game with 1 rank in vigilance, and they may remove a setback die imposed due to arid or hot environmental conditions. They have the ability Mood Readers, which allows them to add advantage to any charm or negotiation checks. The Shevins begin the game with 3s in brawn and cunning, 2s in intellect and willpower, and 1s in agility and presence. Their wound and strength thresholds start at 11 plus the relevant characteristics, but they only have 80 experience to start with. They begin the game with 1 rank in negotiation. They have advanced olfaction, which allows them to add a boost die to perception checks involving the sense of smell. They also have a thick hide, which gives them 1 rank in the durable talent. This allows them to reduce a critical injury they sustain by 10. Then we have the Grans. Grans begin the game with a 3 in presence, a 1 in cunning, and a 2 in everything else. Their wound threshold is 10 plus brawn, and their strength threshold is 9 plus willpower, and they begin the game with 100 XP. They begin the game with 1 rank in charm or negotiation. They also have enhanced vision, so when making ranged combat or perception checks, they remove up to 2 setback die imposed due to environmental conditions or concealment. There are 3 new specializations added to the colonist career. We have the Entrepreneur, Marshal, and Performers. The career skills for the colonists include Charm, Deception, Knowledge Core Worlds, Knowledge Education, Knowledge Lore, Leadership, Negotiation, and Streetwise. For the Entrepreneur, our bonus career skills are Discipline, Knowledge Education, Knowledge Underworld, and Negotiation. We have things like Sound Investments, so at the start of each session, gain 100 credits for each rank of Sound Investments. We have Plausible Deniability, so we remove 1 setback die per rank of Plausible Deniability from Coercion and Deception checks. We have Rapid Recovery. When recovering strain after an encounter, recover 1 additional strain per rank of rapid recovery, and grit, so we gain +1 strain threshold. In the second tier, we have another rank of rapid recovery, we have another rank of sound investments, and we have 2 wheel and deals. So when selling goods illegally, gain 10% more credits per rank of wheel and deal. For the third tier, we have yet another rank of sound investments. We also have bot info. Instead of making a knowledge check, may take a bot info action. Spend credits equal to 50 times the difficulty of the check to pass with 1 success. We also have throwing credits, so at the beginning of session, spend 100 credits to ignore strain threshold penalty due to triggered obligation. Then we have greased palms. Before making a social check, may spend up to 50 credits per rank of greased palms to upgrade the ability of the checks once for every 50 spent. In the fourth tier, we have another rank of sound investments. We have our first toughened, which gains +2 wound threshold. We also have Master Merchant. When buying or selling goods, or paying off or taking obligation, may suffer 2 strain to sell for 25% more, buy for 25% less, pay off 1 more obligation, or take 1 less. And then we also have Know Somebody. Once per session, when attempting to purchase a legally available item, reduce its rarity by 1 per rank of Know Somebody. For the last tier, we have yet another rank of sound investments. We have Dedication, which is you gain +1 to a single characteristic, although this cannot bring a characteristic above 6. We also have Intense Focus, so when you perform an intense focus maneuver, suffer 1 strain and upgrade the ability of the next skill check once. And then we have Natural Merchant. Once per session, may reroll any 1 streetwise or negotiation check. The Marshal's bonus career skills are Coercion, Knowledge Underworld, Ranged Light, and Vigilance. For the first tier, we have Hard-Headed. When staggered or disoriented, perform the Hard-Headed action. Make a daunting discipline check to remove status. Difficulty reduced per rank of Hard-Headed. We have 1 rank of Grit, we have 1 rank of Toughened, and we also have Street Smarts. Remove 1 setback die per rank of Street Smarts from Streetwise or Knowledge Underworld checks. For the second tier, we have Durable. May reduce any critical injury suffered by 10 per rank of Durable to a minimum of 1. We have Good Cop, so you may spend 2 advantages from a charm or negotiation check to upgrade ability of a single ally's subsequent social interaction check against the target a number of times equal to ranks in Good Cop. Then we also have Bad Cop. May spend 2 advantages from a deception or coercion check to upgrade ability of a single ally's subsequent social interaction check against the target a number of times equal to ranks in Bad Cop. And we also have Quick Draw. So once per round, draw or holster a weapon or accessible item as an incidental. For the third tier, we have another rank of Hard-Headed, another rank of Grit, another rank of Good Cop, but we also have Point Blank. So we add 1 damage per rank of Point Blank to damage of 1 hit of successful attacks using ranged heavy or ranged light skills at short range or engaged. For the fourth tier, we have another rank of Durable, we have another rank of Bad Cop, we have another rank of Point Blank, but we also have Unrelenting Skeptic. When targeted by a deception check, the character automatically adds success to the check equal to ranks in Vigilance. For the last tier, we have Improved Hard-Headed, so when incapacitated due to strain exceeding threshold, may take a more difficult hard-headed action to reduce strain to 1 below threshold. We have Improved Unrelenting Skeptic. When targeted by a deception check that fails, may spend 1 destiny point to add a despair to result. We have Dedication, and then we have Natural Marksman. Once per session, may reroll any 1 ranged light or ranged heavy check. The performer's bonus career skills are Charm, Coordination, Deception, and Melee. For the first tier, we have Smooth Talker. When first acquired, choose 1 skill, Charm, Coercion, Deception, or Negotiation. When making checks with that skill, spend a Triumph to gain additional successes equal to ranks in Smooth Talker. We have Kill with Kindness. Remove 1 setback die per rank of Kill with Kindness from Charm and Leadership checks. We have Distracting Behavior. Make a distracting behavior maneuver and suffer strain no greater than ranks in Cunning. Until the beginning of next turn, equal number of NPCs suffer disadvantage on checks. Range increases with additional ranks. And last, we have convincing demeanor. Remove 1 setback die per rank of convincing demeanor from deception or skullduggery checks. In the second tier, we have another rank of distracting behavior. We have congenial, may suffer a number of strain to downgrade difficulty of charm or negotiation checks, or upgrade difficulty when targeted by charm or negotiation checks by an equal number. Strain suffered this way cannot exceed ranks in congenial. We also have dodge. So when targeted by combat checks, may perform a dodge incidental to suffer a number of strain no greater than ranks of dodge, then upgrade the difficulty of the check by that number. We also have jump up. Once per round, may stand from seated or prone as an incidental. For the third tier, we have another rank of distracting behavior. We also have intense presence, so we can spend 1 destiny point to recover strain equal to presence rating. We have natural athlete, so once per session, may reroll 1 athletics or coordination check. And then we have second wind. Once per encounter, may use second wind incidental to recover strain equal to ranks in second wind. For the fourth tier, we have another rank of smooth talker. We have grit, and we also have toughened, but we also get improved distracting behavior. The distracting behavior maneuver inflicts 2 threat on NPC checks when NPCs target characters' allies. For the final tier, we have our dedication. We also have coordination dodge. So when targeted by a combat check, may spend 1 destiny point to add success equal to ranks in coordination to check. We have deceptive taunt. Once per session, may make deceptive taunt action. Make opposed deception check. If successful, 1 adversary must attack the character during adversary's next turn. And last but not least, we have biggest fan. Once per session, may take a biggest fan action. Make a hard charm check to turn 1 NPC into the character's biggest fan. We get a new motivation category, which is creation. So we're going to have things like society, homestead, legacy, family, art, cure, understanding, and business. In addition, we have 2 signature abilities for the colonists. We have insightful revelation and unmatched expertise. For insightful revelation, the base ability says once per game session, the character may perform an insightful revelation action and spend 2 destiny points to make a hard knowledge education check. If he succeeds, he learns some valuable information that he did not previously possess pertaining to his current situation. What he learns is up to the GM, but it must be valuable to the player overcoming his immediate encounter or situation, and the information cannot be obtained by any other immediately available means. For unmatched expertise, the base ability is once per game session as an action, the character may spend 2 destiny points to reduce the difficulty of all career skill checks he makes by 1 to a minimum of easy for the remainder of the encounter. I should point out that the layout for this section is kind of a mess. You have the description and some upgrades for unmatched expertise on the page with the ability tree for insightful revelations. It just would have been better if they had kept it all on one page. Next, we have law and ordnance, and this is going to be the equipment chapter. So for the ranged weapons, we have things like the 12 Defender, Quick Fire, which is a ranged light weapon, Sonic Rifle, which is a ranged heavy weapon, and then we have things like the Spray Stick, Suppressor, and Tangle Gun, which is basically just used to ensnare a target. For melee weapons, we have the Backhand Shock Gloves, Molecular Stiletto, Riot Shield, Stun Baton, and Thunderbolt, which deals 5 damage, has a crit range of 3, and can deal concussive 1, and it does stun damage. It is a little bit on the rare side compared to everything else we've had so far, though. For armor, we have the Crashaldine Riot Armor, the Camperdine Armor Jackets, and the Reinforced Environment Gear. For new gear and equipment, we have things like the Collar Amp, the HoloNet Relay, which is quite a bit of money right there, but can be useful in some situations. We also have the Biome Generator, the Elysium Atmospheric Processor, the Fast Clean Atmospheric Reactive Damper, the GX8 Water Vaporator. We have the Forensic Kit, the MCI 100 Magna Cuffs, and then just for general tools, we have the Mercantiler Datapad, a musical instrument, which is common, a high quality musical instrument, and then a legendary musical instrument. And then we have the Thunderhead PES. We do have a few new droids this time around, like the AC Series LE droid, the DZ-70 Fugitive Tracker, the Gyro Wheel 1.42.08, the Minimed, and the SDMN Session droid, each with their own stats as well. For vehicles, we're going to have things like the Mauler Tactical Responder, which is actually a really good speeder. If I remember correctly, my players have gotten this a few times throughout our various campaigns, and they always love this thing. We also have things like the V-35 Courier Land Speeder, the Super Haul Model 2 Cargo Skiff, Panther Police Interceptor. We also have the IC-2 Civil Industrial Droid, which has the profile. It's a rival NPC. And then we also have the vehicle profile as well. For walkers, we have the All-Terrain Riot Control Transport, the Hunchback Construction Strider. And then for starfighters and patrol boats, we have the YQ-400 Monitor Class System Patrol Ship, which has a droid profile and the ship profile. And then we have the Regulator Class Patrol Vessel. For freighters and transports, we have HT-2200 Medium Freighter, the Hawk 290 Light Freighter, the YT-1200 Light Freighter, the YT-1760 Small Transport, and the Luxurious Class Yacht. And then for capital ships, we have the Armos Modular Transport and the Indulgent Class Luxury Starliner. New Horizons Await is the chapter for GMs and adds tips for integrating colonist characters. It's good advice if you are wanting to run a game that focuses heavily on colonization and exploration. I do like that there is advice and even additional rules for some of the specialized roles. The doctor gets the most love here and has rules for administering medical aid in dangerous locations, doing it quickly, and just performing an emergency triage. So really handy for characters that really delve into that type of a role. There is a section on making social encounters interesting. It really does come down to making use of strain and making use of talents, and I kind of wish there was something a little bit more. The big addition to the rule set is maintaining a base of operations. This can either be a homestead or a business, and each one has their own upgrades available. It's not as in-depth as I would have liked if it's supposed to be the main focus, but it will do for a quick campaign or just something that's a little bit of a bonus for your characters. This book does bring some new and interesting things to the table, but ultimately this is kind of low tier for me. And the reason for this is mainly because it utilizes something that's very niche and really underwhelming in the Star Wars universe: colonization. If I wanted to utilize this aspect of the Star Wars universe, then I would probably want to do something in the era of like the High Republic or even before that. In the current universe, that is the sequel trilogy, it just doesn't really do it for me because we've kind of already explored most of known space. Even the unknown regions seem close to the rest of the galaxy because technology bridges gaps. If you are interested in playing through a campaign where exploration and discovery is the focus of your campaign, then there are some tools here that you can use, and I would definitely recommend it for anybody who is running that type of a game. That's going to do it for this video. Feel free to leave a comment down below. Give this video a huge thumbs up to support this series, and I will see you guys in the next video.